Hey everybody, welcome to Cupboard Creations. My name's Gareth and this is my little corner of the internet for playing with my food. Today I'm going to do prawn pancakes, which sounds a bit daft and a bit weird. And I mentioned this to my family the other day that this was going to be my video, and they're all looking at me going, "You sure about this? That sounds odd." But it's wonderful. It's kind of like obviously your American pancakes, really nice and fluffy, but with all those savoury elements, actually works really, really well. So we're going to start at the end. When you think of pancakes, you're thinking lashings of maple syrup. Obviously that would be a bit odd. You know, we don't really want maple syrup over prawns. So we're going to make a little kind of sauce that we can just drizzle over the top. It goes beautifully with this. So nice and simple. It's just some soy, some rice vinegar, some sugar, and a little bit of ginger. So you're going to grab your soy and find your tablespoon. And we're just going to put 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce in there. 1, 2. Pop that out of the way. Then you want 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. It's just going to mean that it's not super soy. Yeah, kind of lightens it up a little bit and brings a little bit of acidity that will work with any kind of seafood. So pop that there. Now, you want sugar. So you're just going to use 2 teaspoons of sugar for this. And you can pretty much use any sugar. Use one that is going to kind of, when you're stirring it, it's going to kind of disappear almost. So I'm using like a light brown soft sugar. So there we go, we can just stir that in. Okay, so now that's stirred, grab yourself some ginger, which I've left in the fridge. And I'm back. Okay, so you're going to want, again, sort of like almost 2 teaspoons worth. So obviously, if you're using fresh ginger, which you want to use for this really, you can grate it in. That will work really, really well because it will nicely spread it around. Obviously, I'm using this funny lazy stuff. So if I tried to grate it, it would end up mostly finger. So that looks about right. Then we're just going to chop that down as kind of small as we can. There we go, perfect. So now you got that. You can either smack it in a mortar and pestle and just give it a bash up if you want, or just using the side of your knife, just give it a squeeze down, kind of, break it up a little bit, almost make it into sort of a paste. There we go. Lovely. We can just pop that in and give that a last stir. And there we have our sauce. Brilliant, that's all done. It's going to have a really nice flavour. Just in the time that you're making this, it will really let that ginger infuse through. So now, let's make the pancakes. So, you're going to grab yourself a big bowl. And you're just going to add in 110 grams of self-raising flour. Sounds like a weird amount, but I've tested this so many times. I've tried it with 140, I've tried it with 100, and it never quite makes enough. This seems perfect for 2 of us. So there you go, a small amount of flour in there. And then grab yourself some baking powder. And you're going to want 3/4 teaspoon, if I can find my teaspoon, which is now in the sauce. So that's not very helpful. New teaspoon. So you want about 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder in there, which is about that much. We're just going to pop that in, a little touch more. And then we're going to add in some kind of really different ingredients, some more kind of savoury ingredients. So we're going to add in garlic granules. Now, these just work really well. You could add normal garlic in, but what that's going to do is you're just going to get lumps of it everywhere. Whereas doing it like this is really going to spread out throughout the whole thing. So you want about 1/2 teaspoon of garlic granules in. Pop that. And a little bit of chilli. Just because this has got a kind of real Asian flavour to it. And the chilli just works so well. We don't want to make it mega hot. Be a bit weird. So probably only about 1/4 teaspoon of chilli flakes. Just give it a little touch of heat. Okay, so that's my dried. So just going to mix that around. get those garlic granules nicely spread throughout in the chilli. Now we're just going to make a little well in the centre and then pop that to the side. We can work on the wet ingredients. So the first thing you need is some eggs. So you want 2 medium eggs for this, and you're just going to break them up and beat them in the thing. You could do them straight into the bowl if you're brave, but I find it's much easier to pick shell out of one of these glasses than it is out of flour. So we can pop those in there. No shell. Oh, I could have gone for it. Should have trusted myself. Then just give them a little beat up. Okay, that's that one done. Now I'm going to grab myself a little bowl, and I just want about 10 grams of butter. So not a lot, a good knob of butter. If I can get in there. And then we're just going to melt that in the microwave. So that's probably a bit much. About that. We'll pop that in the microwave just for a couple of seconds until it's melted. Perfect. Took about 30 seconds, 35. So that's our melted butter. So now we've got everything we need. You're going to put in 110 ml of kind of whole milk. We're just going to pop that in. Pop our eggs in. Nice and easy. And then in with the melted butter. Lovely. Now just beat it together. And that's going to create that lovely kind of fluffy batter for your pancakes. It's always pretty thick. And you could sift all of your ingredients in there, but I can never be bothered. I might as well just smash them out when I'm beating it. There we go, that's nicely incorporated. We've got a kind of, it's not super thick, but it's not runny. You know, you've got a nice oozing batter there. Perfect. So we can just sit that to the side. And now for those kind of weird special ingredients that are going into it. You're going to want 2 spring onions. So let's pop 2 good sized spring onions out there. Always pull the outer layer off, just because half the time they're covered in grit. So then we're just going to chop those nice and small and add them straight into your batter. There we go, pop those straight in and try and go as far up the kind of green leaves as you can, just because the green bits just add so much cool colour to it. So now coriander. So the only reason I'm doing them in this order is because then I can use the same chopping board and I don't have to worry afterwards when I've put kind of seafood on it. I can just chuck it straight in the washing. So you want a good handful, like a real nice grab of it. And then you're just going to chop it up really small. Don't worry about, leave the stalks in. They're really great. But give that a nice chop up. There we go. And again, straight into that mix. Lovely. Now your prawns. And you're not going to use a huge amount because we're going to chop these right down. This isn't going to look like you've got whole prawns in there because you want a bit in each bite. So you're going to have 180 grams of raw prawns. And that's the great thing about using raw prawns for this, is because as it cooks, that kind of fluffy batter that will just protect those prawns, and they cook through, but they are so delicious. They never really go tough, which can quite often happen when you're just frying them. So all you can do, just chop them in a nice small, probably centimetre chunks. Okay, so that's great. Prawns are all done. Just gonna drop them in. And then give that a good mix around, like really get everything mixed through, get it all lovely and coated. So there it is, all kind of super thick, loads of bits of prawn all through there. It's gonna be delicious. It looks delicious, you know it's gonna taste great. So we can now just head straight over to the hob, get them on. Okay, so to cook them, nice and easy. Get yourself your frying pan, about a tablespoon of either vegetable or groundnut oil if you've got it. And then this should make 4 good size, decent pancakes. So grab a ladle and then just pop it in the middle. You want this on a medium to low heat, just so that it kind of cooks all those prawns through. Turn that up a bit. So they're not going to be massive, but they're going to be kind of really thick. So we just keep those cooking, doing about 3 minutes each side till they're kind of golden brown and they're perfect. Now you can just put it all in the pan at once and then cut it up. If you're not making it for a YouTube channel, it doesn't really matter whether it looks perfect and nice and round. So you can even fit all 4 in there. They'll look a slightly kind of triangular, but they'll still taste really, really good. So there we go. I'm just going to keep those cooking, like I said, 3 minutes each side on medium to low heat. And then we're done really. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, that's my first 3 minutes up. Give that a flip over. Oh, that's perfect. Looks beautiful. So we just give that another 3 minutes on that side. Now, I just want to say thank you very much if you got this far into the video. I hope you're liking what you're seeing. And if you are, if you think about dropping us a subscribe or a like, it just kind of helps me get these videos out there because I'm loving doing this and it's great. So if you could, that'd be fantastic. Otherwise, I hope you just enjoy the food. Okay, so that's my last one. All good. We're just gonna layer these up like so. And they just look so delicious. And all we gotta do, grab our little sauce, pour a bit over the top, and there you go. It just looks, well, it doesn't look anything like a normal pancake, but it looks fantastic. You can see those little pink bits of kind of prawn poking through. It's just asking to be eaten. So now I'm just going to take this off to my wife, who absolutely adores these, and I know she's got great taste because, you know, she agreed to marry me. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you give it a go, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.